Good morning. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill from the KMET Weather Center. For the Beaumont and the Banning area for the daytime hours, sunshine through the day, a high expected at 100. For the daytime hours in the IE area, there'll be sunshine, highs in the upper 90s. And for the afternoon hours for the Coachella Valley, it will be hot. Expect sunshine, highs at 110 degrees. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Big shout out to those tuning in as well as those on the road. Drive safely. It's crazy world in the driving world. A lot of accidents happening. A lot of people kind of driving erratically. Some people having a little bit of, I don't know what you would call it. I know Jesse knows because he drives to work every day and he does so safely. Jesse, how are you?
Hello, good morning. Yes, people drive crazy in the morning and they do not care. It's like, oh my God, drink some coffee first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's make sure that we're safe and we're secure and make sure we wake up in the morning, right? A lot of things happening around the world. Of course, we're watching the latest here at the station. And, I think one of the things that I've been looking at as of late, Jesse, is honestly just others getting sick right now. I think a lot of people on my social media, at least on Facebook, including a good friend, Joel, just recently came back from the hospital, had got COVID, I guess, over the week. I'm not really sure. He posted on Facebook. And he and I had a conversation because I messaged him, and I thought, and he messaged this about something. He says, some people don't want to admit when they have COVID. And he goes, I would rather admit. And I'm like, you know what? Good idea. Because if you came into contact with other people that are going to feel the symptoms, you want them to know that they need to get, A, tested, and B, help if they need it. Because everybody is different, right? No COVID person is the same, right? And I know some people that have gotten it 3, 4, or 5 times, and they are like worse each time. So I guess if anything, just make sure that you be safe out there. After seeing that one, I saw like 3 others completely unrelated on my Facebook account. I've got several Facebook accounts. It was on my very first one I ever opened, and I was like, I don't know these people personally, but I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So everybody's starting to get COVID again, and when you see that on your social media, you got to wonder, right, Jesse?
Right. I mean, I'm seeing other things on my social media. I think, does my phone listen to me while I'm not, like, well, it's turned off and stuff? Because I swear, I mentioned one thing and, oh my God, my feed is just flooded with, like, one specific thing.
Yes, and yes. I like over the last 3 days, I have said things out of the blue, like in person, because I remember, because I'm always mindful of what I say, right? And I kid you not, the very next day, I see exactly an ad on that very thing I talked about. I'm like, this is too much of a coincidence. What came up on your feed that you talked about that you're like, I never searched for that. It's impossible for you guys to know without listening in on my conversation. And somehow, like a keyword or something that you say, your phone is always listening. We all know it. Alexa always listens. TVs always listen if they have that key thing. And I know somebody isn't going, okay, Jesse, you said that. I'm gonna go ahead and send you this particular ad. But back to AI. AI is very intelligent.
Yeah, it is. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine a few days back, and we were tearing apart movies, and I was just going into certain movies, and I just thought it was absolutely stupid. And we were talking about a movie that's coming out actually this week, I believe, and it's Jurassic Park Dominion.
Oh yes, I want to see that. Right. I saw some red carpet pics with the lady. Love that lady. But yeah. So wait. So okay. And then what happened?
Yeah, no, this like my feed is just flooded with stuff like just mainly for every like almost every movie that we're talking about, whether it be Morbius, Obi-Wan, or what was the other one? It was Jurassic Park. I'm glad it didn't bring up anything about the Dumbledore movie because yeah, I ripped that movie apart.
Got it. Yeah, I've had products come up on my feed, and I'm like, weird that that's showing up now. It used to happen on Instagram, but now it only happens on Facebook. So I'm like, what's going on? So I'm sure if you guys have seen that in the last few days, you're not alone. I know some would say, oh, that's not a thing. I go, yeah, I think it is. It's like, just, be mindful of what you say throughout the day. And there is a way to turn it off on your phone, by the way, which is that one where you have like, if you say, it used to be back in the day where it's like, hey Siri, and then it would like listen to you. If you do that, it's kind of like always on somewhat. Whether the government listens or not, I know like Snowden, and I think Snowden popped up on the news feed recently on something, but he kind of said this was a thing that all things really do once they are in your home or in your possession. But what does Facebook do with it? I don't know. I would see them at least like keyword tracking, but I think if anything, people should be made aware of it first. I have no problem, people listening to my conversation mostly, but I mean, if you're having a private conversation with somebody else, they may not want that out there. What if Alexa's always listening in your vehicle, right? Or like, other areas. So there's cause for concern, I feel. I know there's been situations where they've like, somebody been broken into or somebody got like mugged in their own home and Alexa was listening. You know what I mean? So in those cases, you're like, okay, glad somebody was listening, right? Kind of like video cameras. Glad somebody has the ability to like, see the problem that happened in my home, right? So some people put actual cameras in their own home. There's certain privacy issues with that, especially with your kids. But like a baby monitor or something else, those things are kind of interesting. But it's a weird world we live in, right, Jesse?
Right. I have a camera in my home just in case someone breaks in or whatever, in case I decide to scare Casey, whatever my heart desires.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Lots of stuff going on in the world. I'm going to check up on a on a message that I have. Jesse, I need you to put a couple minutes on the thing. Somebody called me, and I'm like, uh-oh, is this an emergency? So I'm going to go ahead and answer that. Take care of business when you have to. We're going to go and pay some bills really quick. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, Truckworks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, Truckworks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at Truckworks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Tired of waiting in line for overpriced coffees and packaged rolls? Make a change and stop for coffee or espresso and a fresh homemade apple fritter or ham and cheese croissant at Donut Delight on Highland Springs Road in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight is a family-owned business with a friendly staff who has served the past area for 22 years. Donut Delight on the corner of Highland Springs Road and Ramsey Street, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight opens daily at 4:30 a.m.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. You ever get like a call and you go, what is that number and why does it look very important? I'm not going to lie, I thought it was one of several things, and it wasn't. It was one of those spam calls. Don't you love those spam calls? I hate them. I mean, I'm really like upset with those. Like, they need to be gone, Jesse. It just doesn't make sense anymore.
Was it a robot or was it an actual person that was talking?
It was one of those like what do you call it? It goes to a voice, but it's like it's a spam call. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, because I get enjoyment out of the people that actually call me, the live people one, not the robots.
Yeah, sometimes I just let it go to voicemail and then I call it back and then I find out who it is, But I had one situation I thought it was odd, and I talked to the guy because it was an Arizona number, right? And I thought it was important, so I called him, and he's like, it was after hours, I think, for his business, and I don't know what he does. But he was kind of trying to make sense of it, like, well, I don't know, but, I got to look at my records, see who you are. I'm like, all right, well, just so you know, I mean, I got a call from this number at this time, this, and that. He's like, all right. Anyway, I called it back when I hung up with him, and it was a Verizon thing. So, or no, I'm sorry. It was a Verizon. Okay, on the voicemail that was left, get it? So I called him back. I didn't check the voicemail. Then I checked the voicemail, like, okay, maybe it says something about that, and I can call him back. It was a Verizon call. So why is Verizon using other people's numbers when they're unaware of it? I think it's wrong, Jesse.
True, or it could be a spammer that's using I don't know. I'm just trying to make something
pretending
up.
to be Verizon. I get that. I understand that.
That's true. I do something extreme when I get not those robocalls, but when I actually get a person on the phone. I'll make like a weird story, be like, oh my god, you gotta help me. They're gonna capture me. Oh my god, and then I'll just hang up.
Oh my god, that's horrible, Jesse.
Well, that's what they get for bothering me. Okay.
I wouldn't do that one. I would do like, let's see, let's see, what would be because what if they're like, oh no, what about this poor guy? There's a couple movies on that, Jesse. I think Halle Berry's in one of them. I think on I don't know if it's on Netflix yet, but she plays a operator and she's trying to help this kid all the way through. Have you seen that? The previews?
I've seen the previews. I have not seen it. And the only movie I've seen similar to that is the movie, I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Cellular.
Sounds familiar.
With Chris Evans and Kim Basinger? Basinger? I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Poor thing. She's not a bass, brother. She's a bass.
So, she plays like a character where her family was held hostage, something that the husband did, and she gets her cell phone, dials a random number. Chris Evans picks up, and he's all like, are you serious? And then he just goes on this crazy adventure trying to save her.
Oh, that's interesting. I gotta check that out. Jake Gyllenhaal also is in another one kind of like that. I'm like, this is too easy to shoot. You're basically in a room, like on the phone, going like, help, or I will save you, get that number. So I don't know. If you guys have had a chance to see it, let me know. Social media, big shout out to those two in. Tanya Orozco, thank you. Stephanie Reed, thank you. Stephanie from Ohio says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine, gloomy, windy for this glorious, awesome, busy day ahead today. She used glorious several times. That was interesting. Okay, so a lot of things going on in the world, and the question is, are you going to be safe through it all? This is the latest headline. Americans keep getting reinfected with COVID-19 as new variants emerge, according to certain data. But I will say this: if you have fans that are family, or if you have friends that are family, rather, you will have people that will probably be sick. Okay. So what I say about that is be mindful, be aware of who is in your kind of like how do I say it? Like check in on each other, okay? Because in the next few weeks, with all these for those of you that missed my last kind of chat here, it was important for you to understand that unfortunately on my Facebook account, anybody that has like more than 100 friends on Facebook, if you start seeing people post about COVID, I'm glad they post about COVID because you want to be aware. It's not their fault they got it, right? I did have a friend who went to like several events, and he's like, where did I get it at, right? And he asked me, do you wear your face mask when you go out? I go, I do, especially when I'm indoors. Outdoors, not as much because, like when I walk or I, go to like, maybe the store, like 7-Eleven or something, I'll take a little walk, but I don't wear a face mask going because I'm outside, right? And I'm not in the vicinity of anybody, right? Unless a bug goes, pew, and I'm like, oh no, I got coronavirus from a butterfly. That's horrible. But my point is this. So you got to be careful and you got to make sure you're aware of who's getting sick because if they're sick, there's a chance you may be sick and you'll want to at least test yourself. Now, the other thing I would say is this: make sure to test on a couple different things. One, what variant it is, especially if you're getting really bad. And the only ones to do that are the ones that you go in person and you do. Those are the ones that can tell you which version of the variant that you have. So be careful out there. According to this, new versions of are gaining ground in the U.S. That's the latest here. Then the other one is interesting. There was a second report of a pox outbreak here in L.A., Jesse. So now we've got like coronavirus, we got pox. What happens when they mix, Jesse?
You know what? Good question. And you know what? Since the summer is coming, everyone's going to be bunched up together, enjoying the sun, the beach. You know what? Who knows?
Yeah, I would say this. If they combine, we're probably going to have a problem in the next few months because then you have like probably 8 or something like that. And when they combine and you have boils on your skin or lesions on your skin, are you going to tell other people? I think the answer is going to be that depends. If you got bit by a zombie, would you tell others? I think Jesse would be one not to tell anyone.
I will tell you 5 minutes before I turn.
How would you know you're going to turn? You're like, I'm like, Jesse, what's going on? Nothing.
You know what? No, I mess around, but I would tell. I would probably keep to myself and be like, yeah, I'm going to stay back here. Just don't shoot me until I turn.
Yeah, I get that. I don't want to be conscious of you, like, right? Like, but is that too late? Do you put them behind a cage? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say just tie me up first, wait until I turn, and then shoot me.
And then that's my question. Like, if you were in a zombie mind, would you be aware of things but unable to, like, stop yourself? You know, like vampire, like Morbius.
Ooh, you know what? Good question. All depends on the zombie universe that you're in. Because, you know what? They all seem different.
Yeah, that makes sense. The things I think about, it's just weird. All right, anyway, let's do a quick shout out to others on social media on Twitter. Thank you again, Margie. Thank you, Joanne. And thank you, Jesse. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Okay, so we got a lot of things to talk about, and we will do so right after these messages. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions is now Beaumont Pharmacy with a new location at the Sundance Corporate Center. That's at the corner of Highland Springs and 8th in Suite 110. Of course, they still have Pack Your Meds. No more counting out the pills, dropping them on the floor. Oh, what a mess. And they have a full selection of pharmaceutical CBD. Wheelchairs, over-the-counter meds, you name it, they've got it. So if you're looking for the best and you want the best pharmacy, you go to Beaumont Pharmacy at their new location, 835 North Highland Springs, Beaumont Avenue in Beaumont, California, Suite 110. Give them a call, 951-845-8252.
What is commitment and why is it so hard to achieve? The new book, Committed, by Dr. Carmen Hara and Alexandra Hara, will make you reevaluate the way you think about love. Committed is a relationship manual that unfolds in 2 parts: the work you need to perform on the inside and the 7 distinct archetypes you'll encounter on the outside. Committed, a new book available on Amazon by Dr. Carmen Hara and Alexandra Hara, will help to find and keep the love you deserve. Committed, available now on Amazon.
The staff and families at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers take this time out to recognize and salute the Palm Desert men and women in uniform, standing tall for our political and economic freedoms around the world. Let's always remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction.
You're running out of letterhead. What do? Lithopass Printing. You need business cards. Now what? Lithopass Printing. Invitations to a wedding? Lithopass Printing and Banning is the answer. Lithopass Printing can provide banners, signs, and blueprints. Think of Lithopass Printing and Banning for quality graduation, birthday party, and baby shower invitations. Lithopass Printing also provides lamination, faxing, and photo prints. If you need it inked, make it Lithopass Printing. Lithopass Printing and Banning.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Jesse, some people always wonder, is it real when it talks about Jonah and the fish? Do you think it was real? Do you think it was unreal? Do you think it's a possibility? And do you think it can happen anytime soon?
Jonah and the fish. That's the guy that gets swallowed by the giant fish, right? Or whale or whatever it is.
Exactly. Yeah, you got it. I say it's a whale. Others say it was like a whale shark. Others say, a couple different things. But obviously it was something that saved him and then brought him back to land and saved him from the drowning situation he was in from the ship when he was going away from Nineveh. Do you remember that?
I'm gonna say no. I'm not a big Bible person, but I kind of know the basis of the story. Can someone actually survive in there?
Well, we got an answer now. Finally, this actually happened. I kid you not. Jesse's like, wait, what? You're welcome. This man, kid you not, this actually just happened, and he's like, dude, I believe in the whale. At a little before 8 a.m. Friday, veteran lobster diver Michael Packard entered the water for his second dive of the day. His vessel, the J&J, was off Herring Cove Beach and surrounded by a fleet of boats catching striped bass. The water temperature was a balmy 60 degrees and the visibility about 20 feet. Licensed commercial lobster divers pluck lobsters off the sandy bottom. As Packard, 56, dove down Friday morning, he saw schools of sand lances and stripers swimming by. The ocean food chain was in full evidence. About 10 feet from the bottom, Packard suddenly knew what it truly felt like to be part of that chain. And something biblical, he was swallowed whole by a humpback whale.
Okay. Oh my God.
This is a true story, people. I cannot make this up. Jonah knows what it's like to be in a whale. Nobody believed him when he came back to land. Nobody knew what he had to go through. Have you ever been inside a whale? Yikes.
Yeah. No. Oh my God. This is why I don't go in the ocean. And if I go in the ocean, I go up to my knees, and that's it. I'll splash water up. No, I will not go in the ocean when there are things bigger than me. Obviously, this guy got swallowed. Oh my God.
I kid you not, man. I can't make this stuff up. Okay, so this is what he recalls, okay? And again, he's alive and well, thank God. I had to show that picture so that you guys didn't be like, wait, what? Okay, we're going to show the picture again so you can see it. He's happy as a clam, man. He said, all of a sudden, I felt this huge shove, and the next thing I knew, it was completely black. Again, he's been released from Cape Cod Hospital. You got cod, you got so many seafood references. Never mind, you'll get it later. It says, I could sense I was moving, and I could feel the whale squeezing with the muscles in his mouth, he said. Initially, Packard thought he was inside a great white shark, but he couldn't feel any teeth, and he hadn't suffered any obvious wounds. It quickly dawned on him that he had been swallowed by a whale. I wonder how long it took for him to figure that one out, Jesse.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I would have a panic attack. I'd be like, did I just die?
Well, you gotta wonder, what's he thinking through it all, right? Does he wonder what's gonna happen next? You're in the middle of it. What do you do? Do you smell fish? Do you? I mean, it's like, what?
Right. What would you do? Would you tickle the whale's mouth, or would you try and fight back, or would you try and figure out where you're at?
I don't know, but this is an interesting thing. So it says, let's see. He says, I was completely inside. It was completely black. I thought to myself, there's no way I'm getting out of here. I'm done. I'm dead. Okay, I get that. That's like the last minute thought right before, well, let's see what happens. He says, all I could think of was my boys. They're 12 and 15 years old. Aw, good guy. Outfitted with scuba gear, he struggled, and the whale began shaking its head so that Packard could tell he didn't like it. The whale's like, dude, what are you? You got no taste. Why are you in my mouth, man?
He'd probably have been like, oh, it's too spicy.
Oh, no. Let's see. He estimated he was in the whale for 30 to 40 seconds before the whale finally surfaced. Ooh, That's long enough, Jesse. That's not. I'm glad the whale figured it out, right? Nobody thinks about the poor whale, right? Whales are smart, by the way, just so you know. Let's see. Packard, who lives in Wellfleet, says, I saw a light. Don't call on the light. That's the wrong light. And he started throwing his head side to side, and the next thing I knew, I was outside in the water. Packard's sister, Cynthia Packard, spoke with crewman Josiah Mayo, who relayed some of the details to her. Packard said Mayo saw the whale burst to the surface and that he initially thought it was a great white shark. Okay, so they saw it. So he wasn't alone in this. Well, that's good, right, Jesse?
Yeah, that was. But still, God, this is why I'm afraid to go into the ocean.
But you know what? I bet you believe the Bible story if you read it now. It happened. If it could happen to this guy, it can happen. Just saying. I wonder what kind of whale it was. Let's see. Packard said Mayo told her there was all this action at the top of the water. Then the whale flung her brother back into the sea. He's like, he basically threw up. He's like, dude, man, you're too big for me. Mayo picked him up, called by radio to shore, and sped back to the Provincetown Pier. A Provincetown Fire Department ambulance took him to Cape Cod Hospital. Let's see. Cynthia Packard says, thank God it wasn't a white shark. He sees them all the time out there. He must have thought he was done. Yeah. Let's see. Juke Robbins, who's director of humpback whale studies, says, based on what was described, I like this. He's like very official, right? This would have to be a mistake and accident on the part of the humpback. Poor humpback's getting like, oh, it's not the humpback's fault. It's his fault for being in the water. How dare he? Humpbacks are not aggressive animals, particularly towards humans. That's true. The humpback was described by Mayo as being medium-sized. See, if he were larger than life, he would have been able to swallow him whole. Michael Packard said, and Robin suspects it was a juvenile. I believe it. See, that was a young whale. Oh, poor young whale. Feeding on sand lance. When a humpback opens its mouth to feed, it billows out with a parachute, blocking the animal's forward vision, which is why so many become entangled in fishing gear in their mouth and jaws, according to Robbins. Even so, incidents of feeding humpbacks, injuring swimmers and divers, especially instances of swallowing them, are so exceedingly rare as to be non-existent. Yet it happened, right, Jesse? We got somebody for proof to say it, which I'm not going to lie. This is proof that the Jonah story is true, just so you know. Huh, Jesse?
That is true. I'm flashing back to another story. I remember this guy. He got swallowed by a what was it? A hippo. And I was trying to think. I'd rather get swallowed by a whale because they'll probably spit you out. But a hippo, no.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and they're so small. But you know what? This guy, look, based on the way he looks, I think he's better than Jonah would have looked after 3 days, right? Being stuck in a whale for 3 days. I mean, Pinocchio knows the situation, right? So there you go. What, Jesse? It's real. It's true. You got. It's a real thing, man.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that isn't part of Pinocchio, isn't it?
Funny how you believe that, but you don't believe the Jonah story. It's weird, Jesse. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Man, he's like, yeah, I won.
Here's to your health with Joshua Lane. Ideas you can use to be healthy and stay healthy. The current thinking about beauty, fitness, and longevity. Every Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Wellness talk you can use. Here's to your health with Joshua Lane on KMET, naturally.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam-encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hemet, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 Queen Pillow Top sale on now. When you want the best performance for your vehicle, think only of Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, right off the I-10 and 60 freeways. Check out Scott's complete list of performance products on their website at hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers can recommend ways for your car or truck to get better gas mileage and cut down on emissions. Need your car or truck to pass smog only? Go to Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont. Find out all of your questions on vehicle performance by logging on to hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, hdrinfo.com.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490. And, it's good to find stuff that supports certain things in the Bible. I know there are stories sometimes that people go, I wonder if that's even possible. And then when you see a situation like that, you go, you know what? Okay, it's possible. And then again, if that had been a larger whale, that whale would have swallowed him whole. All right, now could he have survived that? I think is the interesting thing. But if it happened to him and he was in there for any length of time, I guarantee you the whale was not happy about it. Period. End of story. So if you think about the whale, then you understand why whales hate humans in that way, in their mouth. I mean, they don't want them in there. Have you ever gone whale watching, Jesse?
Nope. I have not gone on the ocean. I do not mess around.
You're like, forget it. There's something about the ocean that just scares you, huh?
Yes, I do not like large open water, and it doesn't scare me, it just freaks me out because I don't know what's down there.
Yeah, that makes sense. You have a story. What's going on over there?
Yeah, I have one. Okay, so I may not like a lot of politicians, okay?
Yeah.
And, I might not see the same view as them, but, did you hear what happened to that, he's a politician, Brett Kavanaugh?
No, he's in the news again? Okay, what happened?
Apparently a man with a gun was arrested near his home.
Oh, yikes.
So a man with a gun and a knife was detained by police early Wednesday near the Maryland home of Brett Kavanaugh after making threats against the Supreme Court Justice. Nicholas John Rosk of Simi Valley, of course he's from California, was charged with attempted murder of a Supreme Court justice after he called the authorities and said he was having suicidal thoughts. Okay, we have a giant mental health problem here.
Yeah, I'll say.
I know I say it all the time, but I don't think a lot of people are taking it seriously. I mean, you have these crazy people that have access to guns, and look, I mean, I know a lot of people, they have arguments with politicians that they don't follow the same view on the laws or whatever. So I'm like, oh my god, that's no reason to go to their home and kill them.
Right.
So it's just like, is any politician safe?
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm looking at some pictures here on one page, and I'm seeing what looks like let's see if this is the same person. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna throw this up, and if you had to see this person in the lineup, would you understand who it was at the end of the day? And I would say no. Okay, I'm gonna pull this picture up. This is on one article, which I'm like, okay, I wouldn't see this one coming. Not gonna lie. And I think sometimes you're like, okay, you can see when somebody's not well, but this kind of you go, okay, gonna be like hurt, right? Okay, so Jesse, check this out. Now, of these people, which one is the one that had this stuff?
Okay, we're doing a lineup here. That's a good question.
In the photo that you see.
Yes, I'm waiting for the photo to load for me.
Oh, on the camera thing on Skype.
Yeah, it's my screen froze.
Oh, got it. Okay. So basically, Nicholas Rosk was armed with a Glock 17 pistol, ammunition, a knife, tactical gear, pepper spray, and zip ties. Ross said he was angry over the leaked draft opinion signaling the Supreme Court's intent to overturn Roe versus Wade. He was upset over the recent school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, and believed Kavanaugh would vote to loosen gun control laws. I told you, some people are going to be really upset about this, by the way. He's one of a few.
Did you say zip ties?
Yep.
Oh, my God. Woo! Okay, this guy went extreme. And I see a picture of him, and he just looks like some normal kid. So you never know what's going on in someone's head.
Yeah, it's the one on the far right. That's the one. So that's where I say, like, you don't know what's going on around the corner, you know? And when people get mad and they get upset, you're like, okay, I didn't see that one coming. So there are questions there, and then, you know, hopefully we find the answers. But I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to be upset about this whole gun situation because people want to hold on to their stuff. You know what I mean? It's just that plain and simple. So I think there's going to be some of this happening again and again and again. But again, back to what Jesse said, FBI agents raided the home of Nicholas Ross, who has been charged with trying to kill Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Federal officials converged on the family's one-story house in Simi Valley. Oh, God, that's local, huh, Jesse? That's right northwest of me. Yikes! Right off the 5 freeway.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh God, he's from California. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah, even neighbor Zach Quadri says they were always nice people, so it's a surprise more than anything. Because, again, if you look at that picture, it's like, they look like a normal, happy family. And, again, it's the kid on the right, not the pa, which he's hugging very nicely. So I don't know, but I think this one needs help. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. All right. Having said that, Jesse, what else is going on?
Oh, I wanted to talk about this earlier. So you can start Googling it now. Google Amarillo Zoo. So video cameras have noticed something weird on their camera feed.
Okay.
And so they took a little picture and asking for people if they can help identify whatever is on the camera picture. But yeah, no, it looks really creepy. So the Amarillo Zoo captured a strange image outside the zoo in the dark and early morning hours of May 21st. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what this thing is in the picture.
Yeah.
If you've looked at it yet, but
I'm looking at it. It's weird, Jesse. It looks like one of those like conspiracy theorists gone bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to make of it, Jesse.
Right? I mean, like, I would say it could be like a dog or a coyote, but they don't walk on 2 legs.
Yeah, and the fact that, like, Amarillo Zoo is needing help on this, and this has made all the news headlines, by the way. So this isn't one of those, like, there was an article, what was it? It was like a newspaper. It was a Weekly World News, and they always had, like, stuff that you couldn't explain, but then, like, remember in the movie Men in Black, they were like, it tells the truth about these things, and he's like, what? You remember? Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember the stories that are so bizarre and strange that they just go in there and people think they're fake, which of them are.
Yeah.
But then there are those weird stories that have some like little kernel of truth, and that's when it's really creepy, kind of like this.
Well, this is so clear too, right? I mean, I've heard of things like this, but you know, maybe it's a person in a suit. I mean, you always have to go to the obvious and then work your way back. Like, what was the one doing? Do they have any details about that?
No, they have no details about it. It looks, I don't even, it could just be like, you know, the image was like distorted because they blew it up, but even then, I just did weird to say. It looks like a werewolf. That's all I gotta say. It looks like the outline of a werewolf.
It looks like a bandit wolf, you know, kind of like female-ish, doesn't it? Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, just like, oh my God, I was like, it could be a person. That's what my thought is, like, because it has like really long arms, and
yeah.
I know, so it'd be really weird for an animal, at least something that runs on 4 legs, to be like that.
Maybe it's someone trying to rescue, you know, the animals, and you know, it doesn't want to be like, you know what I mean? It doesn't want to be, I don't know. What do you guys say on social media? It's not one of those shows, but Jess is making it that. Just kidding.
It's a real story. I'm just, I can't.
No, they really are. In Jesse's defense, okay, officials in the city of Amarillo, Texas, have asked for help regarding a problem identifying a strange human-like animal that was seen outside a local zoo last month. Now, I know some are thinking, I think that zoo just wants people to go and donate. The city shared the photo of the creature on social media, said it was taken in the early morning hours of May 21st outside the Amarillo Zoo. And so their question, and it's on Twitter, I'm not going to retweet this because I guarantee people are going to think I'm a conspiracy all the way. Is it a person with a strange hat who likes to walk at night, a chupacabra? Well, do you have any ideas of what this UAO, they're calling it, an unidentified Amarillo object? I have a feeling they're dressing it up as this, Jesse. It's pretty obvious. They're calling themselves, they're qualifying it as an Amarillo thing. I don't think it's a let's see. It says, yep, yep, there you go. It's a publicity stunt, Jesse.
It better be.
Some people called it Sonic the Hedgehog. To Rocket the Raccoon. I'm telling you, Rocket, I can see Rocket being lengthy.
I can see Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly. Some say it could be a skinwalker. Not going to lie, I've had those questions because people have seen some interesting things in the Navajo community. Let's see. One Twitter user replied, clearly a skinwalker phasing between two densities, dimensions, and what better place but the zoo? I mean, duh. Others appear to be more certain about the response. One person on Facebook wrote, clearly a young werewolf, not a big deal. Michael Kashuba, I love these people, man. The Parks and Recreation Department Director for the City of Amarillo told Newsweek the footage was discovered during a casual review of surveillance video among staffers. Okay, so it's real, obviously. Kashuba said the entity never gained entry inside the zoo or caused any damage to the animals. Interesting. Okay, well, you know what? If they got proof, I want to see the whole thing, man. I'm telling you, that's going to make it like one of those shows, where they what do they call them? Mysteries Gone Wild or something like that. This is a Mystery Gone Wild, Jesse.
Oh, you know what? There was a show on Sci-Fi Channel back in the days. It was, what they would do is they would take like pictures like this or videos of strange occurrences, and they would try and reenact them.
Yeah.
And see if, what can it be faked? And the vast majority of them can.
Right.
But then those weird videos, and because like a lot of the people on their team are special effects experts and people who work in the industry and stuff, so they try and make these things real as possible.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stories, they have no clue.
Yeah.
So, you know what? You never know what's out there.
Yeah, it's true. I would say, if anything, I mean, I want to see the footage before I kind of and I don't know why they're going to the public on do you know who is this, like one of your family members gone wild?
Just imagine you're a security guard and you're going through the video footage and you see that, like, what would you do?
I agree. I think there's a lot of things that are on people's cameras on the outside that they don't watch. And if they did, they'd be like, what is that? Right? Like door cameras, right? So I like the little notification that it allows. What would I do though? I think if it was like this, I would release the video. I wouldn't do a snapshot. I would release a video and go, okay, and I put it up on YouTube, make a lot of money, right? Put the ads on, and then be like, okay, what is it, right? And then I put a little link that says, for video to be able to be shared on your outlet, message me because I offer licensing, right? Because some people do that and they make a lot of money on these things. So that's what I would do. I'm very pragmatic when it comes to things like that. But I have yet to see that, so I don't know. But I think you can see things through night vision, Jesse.
Yeah, night vision, or I know I've seen people with what is it, those thermal goggles?
Yeah.
But that would just be to see a heat signature. I mean, it'd be crazy to think. I've seen video footage of things that are similar to this, but nothing this clear.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I say if it was night vision, which some of these cameras have that, maybe they did see something that other people wouldn't see, like in physical form. The one user that said, is it interdimensional? I could understand that. It's kind of like when I talk to people about Angel, right? It's like, how do you know Angel exists, right? And how do they exist in their world of dimensional space? Do they exist in a different dimension? They correspond with our dimension every now and then. People that believe in the Holy Book or the Bible say, well, yeah, of course Angel exists. Well, okay, if Angel exists, how would you see one, right? And some actually say they've seen Angel, and I don't discount it. I'm just saying, how do you prove it through science? You can. It's called interdimensional space coexisting with kind of like people that believe in ghosts, right? And then they have footage, and you're like, what is that figure standing right there? And usually it involves night vision, right? So I'm just saying, it happens, man.
Oh, I would love to live in a home where it's haunted or something like that. I'd be like, hey, you're gonna pay rent, or I'm gonna exorcise you.
There you go. I like that. There you go. That's what you say. Yeah, you say, go, bye-bye. All right, people, we got to take a quick little break. I tell you, it's not one of those shows. It's just one of those things. I mean, when you look at that image, what do you think? We want to know. Let us know on social media. What is that? We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
You owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control, and in many cases get the breathing room you need. Garnish wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
Don't let insurance companies make decisions for you. Go to Pass Auto Center in Banning, your one-stop repair facility with full collision repair, auto maintenance, service, and an authorized smog center. You'll also find a full-service used car lot to fit every budget with the right vehicle for you. Trade-ins are accepted and they pay cash for your car. Pass Auto Center at 2609 West Ramsey in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway between Sunset and 22nd. Call 951-849-7878. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff and spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet and pool. The Holiday Inn in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. Reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We want to do a big shout out. Greg Savella's tuning in. Thank you. Viviana tuning in. Tanya Orozco, thank you. Stephanie tuning in. Thank you. All right, some news just came in, and it's breaking. And Jesse, this one, I think a lot of people didn't really see coming. The whole thing, and I kind of go, how long does it take to figure it out, right? Michigan Republican candidate Ryan Kelly has been arrested and charged for participating in the big riot of the decade at the U.S. Capitol, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia. I wonder how quick until he's out, Jesse. What do you think? What do you give it?
Probably not long. I mean, I already gave my personal opinion on what the people or the officers at the, what was it, January 6th?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the moment they broke down that door, they should have just started popping off little bullets. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, I actually agree, because when you put people's lives in harm's way, you create a problem. But I have this question. Why is Trump still going to run for president after all this?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'll guarantee it. He's already campaigning.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right, if we're going to do celebrities, I'm just going to push for Matthew McConaughey. All right.
You think seen that? You saw him at the White House going, like, talking. I'm like, I know I had a couple questions for people going, is he going to be the next president? I go, you know what? If he runs, we all can run, okay? I mean, I love Matthew McConaughey, but imagine him doing, like, a little press conference. All right, next question. Oh, yeah. And everybody go, Magic Mike! You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, just simmer down there. You know? Oh. I guarantee the ladies would vote for him. Think about it.
That's true. You know, that they would. I don't know. He just seems like a good guy.
He's a fun guy, right? He's a fun guy. I'm just saying, cut the hair a little, you know, and he'll be fine. What? It's just what? I'm just saying, just cut the hair. That's it. Yeah, FBI arrested Michigan Republican candidate Ryan Kelly. That's not good for the Republicans. FBI agents executed search and arrest warrants at his home near Grand Rapids, took him into custody, according to a spokeswoman for FBI Detroit. At this time, FBI Detroit spokeswoman said, I cannot provide any information on the nature of the charges against Mr. Kelly, although I expect additional information to be forthcoming, meaning just wait, it's coming out. Detroit News reported that the charges are expected to be filed in federal court later today. A copy of the complaint obtained by sad but true. This is by, I have to throw this out there, Jesse, because one of the major proponents of Republicans are Fox, right? We all know it. It's like no duh. Fox News is even getting in on this, actually going, wait, what? It says the FBI received multiple tips regarding Kelly's presence at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. The owner of a real estate firm, Kelly, led large rallies at the Capitol in Lansing and Grand Rapids, protesting the lockdowns and mandates enforced by, the Governor Gretchen Whitmer, according to his campaign website, which, by the way, people are dying of that very thing you were protesting. I mean, come on, think about it. His campaign bio noted that Kelly, exercising his Second Amendment rights, guarded a Civil War statue in his hometown of Allendale as it was threatened to be taken down by BLM and Antifa during the riots after George Floyd's killing. Interesting. Okay. So basically, he's all Civil War. Look, my point is this. This guy, look, you would not see him usually in prison, right? He looks pretty normal, looks pretty average, looks pretty, Republican, candidate to vote for. But is he going to be voted for now? I say the answer is, well, that depends on the people that kind of watch the news. Now, if you are a proponent of, things that happen against the White House, well, then you would be like, yay, but I would say no, because basically they wanted to get in on the White House situation, or rather Capitol, I should say Capitol. If it were the White House, they would have been shot dead. But at the Capitol Hill, where again the Senate meet, that puts people's lives at risk, okay? When their lives are at risk, that's a problem for the U.S., because if you've ever watched Designated Survivor, watch that on Netflix and you'll understand what I'm saying. When you storm Capitol Hill or where the Senate meet, then you have a problem with safety, security, and, well, what else, right? What's going to happen if a bunch of, these were all, and I'm going to throw it out there before we go to break, these are all white people storming the castle. What would have happened if there were a bunch of black people? Period of the story. There's your answer. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.